So I'm using these ear pods because y'all talk about y'all can't hear me. I'm so confused though because when I watch it on my phone and my computer, I can hear it just fine. So I don't understand. Either way, how y'all doing? How y'all been? I've been fine. I'm doing great. So, this gum. Y'all, why is it so cold outside? I don't understand it. And then, I'm in these streets doing orders, right? And it's like people don't care about their homes anymore. Back in my day, I'm 40 years old, right? So back in my day, it's time to braid this again. It looks good for like a week. And then after that, even if I tie it up, these frizzies start to come. Either way, back in my day, girl, say it one more time. People used to care about their homes, as in shoveling driveways, shoveling the stairs, shoveling your porch, especially if you're gonna have the pizza man come by, or even for the mailman just to get through. You know what I'm saying? But not these days. Nobody gets their big lazy butts up to freaking shovel the snow. And so I'm literally like walking through tons of snow, trying to deliver their punk butt groceries. It's so annoying. Like the other day, I had on my Uggs because I don't like those shoes for fashion, but as far as keeping my feet warm, oh, I will wear them every single day in the wintertime because my toes are toasty in those shoes. And then, so I was wearing them, but since the people weren't shoveling their snow, they ended up getting soaked. Which, why would you make a boot for the winter but don't have it like waterproof? Doesn't make sense. So where do you think I'm wearing these hot furry ass boots if not in the snow? It just doesn't make sense to me. And so my feet were getting wet because it was seeping through the shoes, of course. So I had ended up going home and putting my Sperry's on. Now, mind you, I've been wearing barefoot shoes, which reshapes your foot to the regular way your foot is supposed to look. Because our foot is not supposed, I wish I had a shoe up here, but you know what your shoes look like. That's not the way our foot is supposed to go at all. Our toes are supposed to be spread out like this, and that's what your shoes are supposed to look like. Your feet are supposed to look like. But, it's all in the system. Wear these narrow shoes, these round toe shoes that your feet don't even look like. Just look, when you look at your baby's footprint, or if you don't have any kids, look it up online. Look at a footprint online. Their toes are literally spread out, and they're at the bottom, they look at the little narrow heel, of course, and then it'll flare out for the toes to be spread out. That's how your toes are supposed to be. But since they force us into these shoes, I didn't mean to talk this loud. Since they force us into these shoes, our foot becomes like, you know, like I can't do it, like a shoe. And that's not the way our feet are supposed to be at all. But anyway, so I started wearing Zero shoes, Xero. And so my feet have come back to like this. It's really weird and funny looking. But either way, I don't have no back pain, no foot pain, no nothing. But as soon as I put them Sperry's back on, the way that boot shaped, oh my gosh. And see, Uggs are like, you have more toe room on the inside. So Uggs, my feet are fine. But I put them Sperry's on, which they are cute, by the way. And my neck instantly started hurting, my lower back, my feet, everything. I had a headache. It was just so weird. One time I had these Nikes on that my honey bought me, And I did not understand why every time I wore them shoes, I had a headache. And then as soon as I took them off, um, my headache went away. And then I realized our feet, like if you look up, I don't know what it's called, but there's a chart. If you look it up on the bottom of your feet, things connect. Like everything connects to everything in your body. We would be surprised, especially your mouth. Your teeth are connected to everything in your body. But anyway, so I ended up putting those on. The Nikes hurt so bad. And then I finally was like, I think it's because these shoes are too tight. But my feet, they weren't feeling the greatest, but they weren't like, ouch, ouch, each ouch, they hurt, I need to take them off. You know what I'm saying? So, but as soon as I stopped wearing them shoes, headache gone. But anyway, I put the Sperry's back on. I mean, I put them on because they're waterproof. You know what I'm saying? The water wasn't going to get to them. I wore 2 pairs of socks so my toes could stay warm. And I was just going all day. And I was not comfortable at all. I was like, ooh, I need to do something. So thank goodness today, like the snow had melted. I started off with the Sperry's, but I put them, the Uggs in the car. And I was like, eventually I'm going to change up out of these because, and then I had only ended up wearing 1 pair of socks with the Sperry's this morning. I was like, dang, I forgot my 2nd pair of socks. So my toes were absolutely freezing. My left toes more than my right, which I don't understand why that was a thing, but my toes were freezing. So I had ended up changing and putting the Uggs back on, and my toes warmed up within like 30 minutes and they never got cold again. So that was great to take those with me. And it was like 16, 17 degrees outside today. But thank goodness the sun was shining, because when that sun ain't out, and it was still cold, don't get me wrong. That wind was blowing, but I had Vaseline on my face. You know that Vaseline keep that wind from cutting you. You know, you don't want the wind to cut you. It's like, why do I live here? But I ain't going to start complaining about that. I'm not going to complain. But girl, why do you live here? It's absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, so, yeah. What else was I? So, something that freaked me out today. I was doing a delivery. My brain is always everywhere, right? I'm always, it's always like thinking crazy things. I try not to, let it bother me or dwell on it. So I had ended up going to the hood because where was I had a drop off. Did an order at a nice store. Then the drop off was like in the hood. And so it was this order at the Kroger, which is like 8, 9 items. And I'm like, I don't like going to this Kroger because it's ghetto. It's a huge Kroger. It's like on the line, like you got behind the Kroger is a nice area, in front of the Kroger and to the side of the Kroger is terrible areas, right? So it's all kind of people, foreigners, blacks, whites, rich, poor. It's just a mixture. Either way, I don't like it because it's hood to me. And so I goes in there and I get the stuff. It's like 9 things, got it less than 5 minutes or whatever. So I as I'm self-checking out, I noticed that they stopping at the door and like writing on their receipt, like basically checking to make sure they ain't stealing. First of all, I can guarantee you that's not legal. I know it. I just know it's not. First of all, I used to work at Walmart, and I know for a fact that it's illegal to stop people. Just regular. You're not the police. You can't stop me. Even if I was walking out with a cart full of stuff, you cannot stop me. And if y'all think I'm lying, look it up, okay? Because technically the police have no authority. I'm not the police, but they have no authority over you at all. None at all. And true criminals know this. That's why they do what they do. And then my thing is, you crazy trying to stop people. Because if somebody want to punch you in the face, they going to punch you in the face. And then Walmart is going to fire you. Kroger is going to fire you. You're going to be gone because you're a liability. They have, they write things off like that at the end of the year. They expect a certain amount of money to be taken. I mean, a certain amount of things to be taken. But anyway, so I was like, this ain't Costco or Sam's Club where you pay to be a member and they check your stuff. I'm like, I am not about to feel like no criminal up in here. I was out stiff checkout. I did my stuff. I walked right on past the dude trying to check receipts and wished he would have tried to stop me. I would have kept on going. I don't like stuff like that at all. But what was my point in that? Oh, so when I pushed delivery, it said, knock on the door, I have a cash tip in bold letters. First of all, there was already a tip on the thing. And so I was like, this seems a little sketchy. And then I, like when I started to go deliver it, it just started becoming more and more hood. And I was like, yeah, you can keep your little few dollars. I will not be knocking on your door. And so I had left my car running, one, because I didn't see nobody walking around, and it's cold as hell outside, but nobody was walking around or anything. And so I was just going to leave the stuff on the porch, and I was about to go. So this big, gigantic dude, chocolate man, he was huge, like at least 6'7", and like big, like 300-400 pounds. And so I just had this weird, eerie feeling. And so I handed him the groceries. I made sure, like, I always, like, open it up, like the handles. Imagine me holding the handles open like that so you could put your hand in it. So that's what I did. And his finger, like, touched me. And my heart instantly, it wasn't like a grab or nothing. It was just like as he's grabbing it, it just kind of went like, and my heart instantly started racing. I'm like, ooh, I ain't never felt this in my life. Like, I hurried up and like moseyed onto my car because all I imagined in my brain was him like grabbing my arm and pulling me in. Like, I'm as skinny as olive oil. Seriously. If that big man wanted to pull me, it would have been over. It would have been over. Then my husband, he got my location. He would have had, if the guy wouldn't have took my phone, he would have had to come get me, beat the door down, and then he would have been yelling at me for not taking my gap. My gap. But either way, I just was so weird and eerie about that situation, child. I was like, that was weird. I said, let me get on up out this hood. And then I go to leave off the street and the car come behind me. I'm like, oh no, did he send his friends to get me? Oh my gosh, I gotta get out of here. And I'm like, Bessie, don't go fast. The streets are a mess. Oh gosh, how am I gonna get out of here? And then dude like turned off. Oh girl, he ain't following you. Calm down. There's something wrong with you. Calm down. Nobody wants you. But that was weird though. Out of all my time of delivering, I've been doing this since 2019. Out of all this time, I've never had that feeling ever in my life. But I just had already had a weird feeling when I read that thing. Knock on the door, I have a cash tip. But the crazy thing in my brain, if that wouldn't have been the hood, I wouldn't have thought like that. Which is weird because anybody can get you anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be the hood. You can snatch you into one of them nice houses, you know? And you be in a pretty little dungeon in the basement. I don't know. Either way, I definitely try to stay out the hood, and I definitely try not to deliver at night. I mean, I will deliver at night, but it'll be nicer areas. Although that doesn't matter at all. There's crazy people everywhere, okay? You might be living next door to freaking Dexter in the mansions or whatever. You never know. Oh, man. But let me get up out of here, okay? I hope this sound has done you well. because I am truly irritated. Okay? So smile because you're beautiful and love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, why would anyone else? Until next time, ta-ta.